The workforce now has automation, it has robotics, it has a new level of technology.
Companies can't wait 4 years for people to develop a skill set. They need that skill set developed in months.
In West Virginia, there's over 1,000 job opportunities open right now, today, in manufacturing. And they're not in low-skill, low-wage jobs. These are high-skill, high-wage jobs.
The country is experiencing its lowest unemployment rates in years. In West Virginia, there's so much talk about expanding economy and of technology and manufacturing jobs that are going unfilled, and training opportunities that are being missed. As part of an American Graduate Project, West Virginia Public Broadcasting explored what those jobs are and where those jobs and training are located. We focused on jobs that don't require a 4-year degree, but do provide a living wage. Many of these jobs are different than those of past generations.
So we have this myth nationwide where technical education is not as sexy, it's dirty job. I mean, all of this sort of nonsense stuff that society have created, which is totally untrue.
So not your grandfather's manufacturing. The new manufacturing is very high-tech, a lot of computer-based programming, to the robotics, to the machining, to the welding, even there's robotic welders, robotic painters. So it's much higher skill levels that are needed. This is where you need the training, but it also makes it safer and higher paying jobs than it did just along, the old-fashioned production lines. So the movement into advanced manufacturing occupations is really a game changer.
25 years ago, we were all told that by 2020, everybody was going to need a 4-year college degree or more to have a job at that point in time. And we realized 10, 12 years ago that wasn't going to be the truth, that some type of post-secondary training was needed. Not necessarily a 4-year school, but it could be an associate's degree, or it could even be post-secondary training in a vocational school.
When I was in high school, the path to a family-sustaining job was college. You jump ahead to today, these technical degrees, they are extremely valuable in that because of the rapid changes that we are seeing in technology, they need that skill set developed in months, 18 months max. Because of the level of precision and skill required for these jobs, the resources for training are there. And so you can get someone who's 19 years old, who learned that vocation in high school, and they may need a little bit of training in a technical college or within the business. Now all of a sudden, they're making anywhere from $40,000 to $80,000 a year by the time that they're in their mid-20s.
Community and technical colleges like this one here at Northern Community College, they're collaborating with high schools and industry in new specific ways. They now create curriculum to the exact needs of local industry while reaching out to high schools to get students started quicker than ever. And they're making sure students can finish high school with certifications that make them job ready. If students choose, they can pursue a bachelor's degree with credits they've already earned. And one program in the Eastern Panhandle wants to give kids a jump start.
We had this futuristic plan that we would like to allow our students to go take more college classes that would actually prepare them for a career. And that was the beginning of our Jump Start program.
What this program is designed to do is we replace the English, the math, and the science at the high school with college-level English, math, and science. They're taking human A&P. They're taking the exact human A&P science course that our adult students are taking. And what this is designed to do is to give them a jump start on their education, whether they go into nursing, EMS, PTA, any of the others, if they decide to transfer, if they're going to medical school, etc. This is preparing them with that first year. We're offering these courses at $25 a credit hour, so it's affordable, and again, they can get 26 credits to stay here with us and stay in the community, move away, then come back, and we're very excited about it.
He was obviously very distraught.
With the Jump Start program, we've gone from 70 people who actually completed the program in our first year, our pilot year, and we have 151 students registered now. So it really is becoming more popular, and as we add programs, we're hoping that it'll go up. And what we're trying to do is cover all industries. We want to make sure that we are putting quality students in the correct positions, in the correct programs to go out and be able to get jobs.
Students will take courses just like a regular college student would do, only they're still in high school. They're getting what's called dual credit, that their credits here count toward their high school graduation.
My name is Maddie Cox. I'm a senior at Musselman High, but I am enrolled here at Blue Ridge. I'm doing dual enrollment, so I am a senior in high school, but I go here, so it's like dual credits. So my English and math are also for my high school, but the human anatomy, intro, and lab is for like Blue Ridge, for my college.
It's integrative, it's high school education and college education, all in one. My main thing is it's 26 credits in 2 semesters, which is pretty great. It's your first year of college done and out of the way.
So the Jump Start program is a great opportunity for high school students if you want to get a head start.
About kind of
Basically, you just come here and you do your English, math. I'm in the healthcare, so I do intro to healthcare, human anatomy lab, English, and math. So it's great. I love it.
We made it extremely affordable. In fact, in most cases, it doesn't cost the student anything except cost of books. And in some cases, we get our foundation to buy those for them too. So we're trying to remove all the financial barriers to make it easy and to give students confidence that they can do the work. There's like 9 separate areas, everything from culinary to mechatronics, cybersecurity, healthcare is a big one. There are 9 separate areas where students can study and earn credit toward that eventual certificate or degree.
Actually, you can just complete your associate degree program at Blue Ridge and then go out from there and either move on to a 4-year college or go to work in some of the professions, $50,000 to $60,000 starting a year.
It's a very unique opportunity for students to jumpstart. First of all, they're getting started on a career pathway. They're earning college credits, which in several of the programs can transfer to other colleges and university. It's just a huge savings for the student and for their parents, but it's a wonderful way to get them started on a career.
My name is Alexandria Cox. I just graduated from Musselman High School in 2018. I'm on my 2nd year, and I hope to be getting my associates in healthcare in May of 2019. So I think that was probably the biggest surprise, to think that I actually completed my first year of college and my senior year of high school at the same time. I highly recommend it. I mean, why not? We saved so much money. I didn't have to worry about many things, but it will just prepare you. It's a whole different culture than I'd say from high school. You become more mature. You see what it's really like to be what an adult is. So I highly recommend it, not just for the education, but for the experience it gives you. Now that I am through the Jump Start program, my goal is to, once I graduate in May with my associates in healthcare, I want to attend WVU to finish my 4-year schooling, and then I want to go to the military to become a trauma medic, and hopefully get my physician's assistant license.
When we think about careers in medicine, we think doctors, nurses. That might be a good end goal, but there are jobs in medical fields that allow you to build on that pathway.
When you go to the doctor, they collect specimens and they bring those specimens to us, and we analyze them to see if there are some properties that would make you sick, or just to let people know you're healthy. My name is Anjonette Salgado. I am a medical technologist at WVU Hospital's Ruby Memorial Hospital. Currently, I work as a point of care coordinator in the laboratory. People always think, oh, I'll be a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer, and we forget about the laboratory. So don't forget the lab. We have a medical laboratory technician, which we like to shorten as MLT, and we have a medical technologist, which is an MT. The MLT is an associate degree that you receive in 2 years usually, and the MT is a 4-year bachelor's degree. They do pretty much the same responsibilities. In school, there's a more focus on theory when you do the 4-year degree versus there's a more technical component when you do the 2-year degree. So the MLTs, they get done with school faster, and I think if I had to do it all again, I would do that first and then go back and get the bachelor's degree, because you can, start earning money, a reasonable salary, first, and then, continue on. It costs a lot of money to get a bachelor's degree. It's definitely a good option. Whenever the samples come down, we usually process them, do whatever preparation to the sample we need to. And depending on which department of the lab you're in, you may look at it under a microscope. You may put it on a big analyzer to let the analyzer perform testing. I think if you like science, if you don't mind getting dirty, this is definitely the career for you. If you like a mystery, I think this is a good mystery to figure out. I love a good mystery. I think that was another thing that drew me to this profession. And it doesn't take your whole life, You can get in school and get out and start earning some money. That's what we, want to grow up and do, get a job and, make a living. So I think it's good. And, doctors and nurses appreciate what we do. They come down and thank us and tell us, thank you for helping our patient. And, I think if you like science, if you like mysteries, if you like chemistry, if you like doing experiments, this is the route for you. We do need help now. We are in a shortage. We need all those kids to grow up and be medical technologists, medical laboratory technicians.
Programs are structured so that entry-level medical jobs can be stacked and additional programs added without having to start from scratch.
Our advanced skill set in phlebotomy, our advanced skill set in ECG or electrocardiography, the students learn here on site the information they need. They also learn hands-on training, but then we send them to a clinical affiliate, a hospital or a physician's office, where they get to put their knowledge that they've learned to practice, the on-the-job training that allows them to take a national certification. And in a healthcare industry, that's important. That's what verifies for those employers out there that the student has met the seal of approval, not just from the college, but from a third-party national accredited certifying agency that gives them the ability to quickly, in that one semester, advance their employment opportunities, getting to work rather quickly, but also sets them up to continue their education. And so a lot of our skill sets are built into our 1-year degree, our certificate degrees, so that students who have expressed an interest in a 1-year degree, they're getting a skill set embedded that allows them to get to work quickly while remaining a student. So now imagine a student who's come in with a skill set opportunity and learned how to do quality phlebotomy and specimen collection. And that's embedded into a 1-year degree that is in a medical laboratory assisting field. And now the student is persisting toward a 2-year degree in medical laboratory technology, and with any one of our 4-year partners continuing on into a 4-year degree in medical laboratory science. That's exciting because the student is able to get to work quickly, and if they wanted to, at the student's choice, continue on into higher education.
When you think manufacturing, a lot of people think assembly line, but advanced or smart manufacturing today is highly automated, and technicians are needed to oversee and make sure production is running smoothly.
Applied lab technician, and that's the quality control that they use in industry. So as we sit here, we've got Argos, which is a cement company. We've got Ecolab. We have Procter & Gamble that's moving in. There's a high demand for these applied lab technician jobs. And there is a career that we can get a student into and get interested in and provide that type of training for them.
In order to keep up with what's being called the third industrial revolution, manufacturers and businesses are collaborating with community technical colleges and others to make sure we have a trained workforce.
Manufacturing is a great job choice for people who like to work with their hands in particular, because you do get to work with your hands and your mind.
And if we look at that, we can actually see that that was actually built in this orientation.
There's a lot of right brain, left brain activity in manufacturing. You have to be able to envision, a 3D part and how that works, and maybe the different components that go together to make the part, but also to have the computer skills to design it, to customize it, to make tweaks in the AutoCAD drawing or in the SolidWorks drawing. So as part of our training programs, we do train people to design in CAD, and then also to use CAM, computer-aided manufacturing software, to translate that over to the machine languages so that the CNC equipment can create and make that part, or the 3D printer can build the part. Students can come into manufacturing skills training, earn their associate degree through one of our partner institutions, go on in, hopefully to apprenticeship, to learn more on the job training and gain more in-depth skills. A lot in welding, of course, in machining, in CNC operations and programming, in fabrication, design work, 3D printing, which is additive manufacturing. So a lot of new job openings here in West Virginia in manufacturing. So it's a good time to get in, and they're good paying, high growth, family living wage type jobs.
It's very intriguing when I go in to any big building, a school or a hospital, and now I have an understanding of the system that is there and what's hidden behind the walls and what's moving around people, and they have no idea that it's there. My name is Matthew McGinnis. I am from Fairmont, West Virginia, and I'm a second-year apprentice in the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Union based out of Morgantown, West Virginia. Well, as an apprentice, we have in-school work like 2 nights a week, and then we also have on-the-job training where we're basically kind of a shadow. We are lucky enough that we are trained to do our job as we are doing it. So we are compensated from the beginning. As long as you are actually on the work site, then you're making a living and you're learning how to do it at the same time. And it helps to actually be able to see and do the things as opposed to just be told about them. So you have a lot better understanding of how it works and how to do it yourself and develop your own skills. We usually work in pairs, but there can be anything from 2 guys working together to a crew of 30 to 40. It just depends on the specific job and what it's really going to take to get it done. But you always have people around you. Even if you're working on a project by yourself, there's always going to be someone close by. And there are multiple trades that are always going to be around. So we could be here doing the plumbing, and there's guys right next to us that are working on the electrical, and then the carpenters are in the next room putting up a wall for us to put our pipes and electrical wires and everything into. There's a family that exists there, and everybody has to work together in order to make things work. In our trade, we work on the power plants, and we build schools and hospitals and stores and so many different things. And without what we do, those places wouldn't exist. And if they did, they would be lacking something that we take advantage of, several times a day, and without thinking about it. And if it wasn't for the people in my trade that had a desire to learn that and learn how to do it, then as a society as a whole, we would be lacking something. Are definitely well compensated for our job, but that comes with a certain amount from us as well. We're well paid because we do good work. That's why we have the on-the-job training and we have the classroom, because we're not just somebody that comes off the street and wants to do the job. We were actually trained to do the job. We go through 5 years of apprenticeship, multiple hours of training on the job, multiple hours of training in the classroom, and that reflects on the price that we can bargain for what we get paid. And not only do we make a decent salary, but we also have the benefits. We have healthcare coverage and we have savings. But you have to find what you enjoy doing, what at the end of the day you don't regret. You want to show up the next day and you want to do it.
The This pipe fitter is only one example of the types of skilled construction jobs that have paid apprenticeships. There's a critical need for workers because a lot of skilled craftspeople are retiring, and we need young people to step into their place. And remember, construction jobs are tied to location and cannot be shipped overseas.
An apprenticeship is really 4 different things. You have on-the-job training, and you're getting paid for it. So it's not an internship or a co-op, it's an actual employment. So it's a job. And then they get related training along with that. It's about 144 hours a year, required related training. And then they have their credential. They get a national skills credential from the Department of Labor and a progressive wage scale. So that their wage, as their skill levels go up, their wages go up.
The students in our Electric Utility Power Systems Institute, as part of their apprenticeship, they're hitting the ground running. These students are going to class 2 days a week, and the remainder of the week they're working at a top-notch industry that is giving them on-the-job training.
Partnership with First Energy, and so that's a very popular program. It's a unique program where First Energy work with our students. Our students spend half the time here on our campus, and then the remainder of the week they spend time at First Energy site learning the culture of that particular organization.
The thing that amazes me, these students with their 2-year degree are graduating on Friday. They're walking across our stages at commencement. And with that pre-existing relationship, that on-the-job apprentice training that they have received, they're starting to work on Monday morning with salaries around $50,000 to $60,000.
The electrical distribution technician, which is, Blue Ridge has a tremendous program for those people who work for Potomac Edison, they work for Frontier, that they climb poles. And they make sure that when there's issues with our electric or our cable or whatever, that they're going to take care of that. And so that's a big demand in this area.
We're in the middle of a technological revolution, and that is affecting how all businesses run. They're changing and morphing, and they're willing to invest and train workers to keep up with that changing technology. Okay. The timeline to get workers trained and productive is generally quick, so they're partnering with community technical colleges and unions to make sure that we have a trained workforce.
I think companies have found that over time, if you can find a good community college to partner with, that takes that load away from you, and you can concentrate on what you're meant to do, which is to produce product.
Employers seem to know what skills they would like to see in their employees. And so when you start looking at the partnerships that we have with the First Energies and the Murray Energies, critical, because First Energy is a part of the curriculum design.
Community colleges now are, if they're serving their local community, especially the manufacturing community or the healthcare community or other facets of the region that they're in, they're teaching very, very highly technical courses because the workplace has changed that much. But many of them are fine careers, and for example, Procter & Gamble, located right down the road here, they're hiring 900 people, and they basically hire for a career. They don't hire just to have you come in and work and go somewhere else after a while. They want you to work for and retire from Procter & Gamble. So it's a great opportunity for many, many students.
These advanced manufacturing companies that either process a chemical, refine a petroleum, or cut, slit, form, galvanize, or fabricate metal. These are precision technicians, welders, professionals.
The education a community college provides is giving those technical, tangible skills. When you have an educated workforce that has those skills, then business and industry will look at that area and say, I have employees. I have a place that I can go and I will have a qualified workforce.
I think that there are some newer technologies that need to be educated for throughout the state. And it's certainly we have a great work ethic in this state. That's one thing this state has always been very proud of. Its workforce is very hardworking. And if we can get the educational piece to match up with that real strong work ethic, I think the sky is the limit for this state.
Opportunities are out there. And while a good job doesn't require a 4-year degree, it often requires specialized training. And training is available. You can find out more at wvpublic.org/jobs.
American Graduate Getting to Work is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.